Welcome back to Bodybuilding Nation. Today we're diving into updates on several top bodybuilding competitors, including Derek Lunsford, Samson Dauda, Hadi Choopan, Ramon Diago, and Matt Geiger. Let's get started. Derek Lunsford. 17 days out from Pittsburgh Pro. Let's begin with the reigning Arnold Classic champion and former Mr. Olympia, Derek Lunsford. The dream team of Derek and Brazilian trainer Fabricio, who helped with most of Derek's Arnold prep this year, are back together for the upcoming Pittsburgh Pro. Derek has publicly acknowledged Fabricio's contribution to his success, both in his pre-Arnold videos and in podcast interviews following his victory. With just 17 days remaining until the inaugural Pittsburgh Pro, Derek has enough time for 8 to 10 more days of solid training before he and coach Chris Aceto begin reducing training intensity, which typically happens during the final week before competition. Many industry insiders believe we'll see Derek unlock an entirely new level at the Pittsburgh Pro, potentially surpassing even his impressive Arnold Classic package. Derek recently released new footage from that feature, and even from that distance, he looked massive and incredibly detailed. One of the most anticipated aspects of Derek's Pittsburgh appearance is the condition of his quadriceps. Will he manage to present even better and larger quads than at the Arnold? This seems somewhat unlikely given the short time frame between shows. There simply wasn't enough time between the Arnold and Pittsburgh Pro to add significant size. However, we should remember that many doubted Derek's ability to make substantial improvements to his lower body between last year's Olympia and this year's Arnold Classic. Yet he proved everyone wrong, shocking the bodybuilding world not only by arriving at his all-time best, but by defeating reigning Mr. Olympia Samson Dauda. It's worth noting that legendary Cutler, who saw Derek in person at FIBO Germany, is the one suggesting Derek's quads might be even more impressive at Pittsburgh. Derek enters the show as the clear favorite, and we're all eager to see how his peak develops in the coming weeks. Samson Dauda, post-break protocol. Next, let's discuss reigning Mr. Olympia, Samson Dauda, who's just a week and a half away from shifting gears into his next off-season phase. This means intensifying his training and returning to his full off-season protocol with performance enhancement. What's truly remarkable is that after being completely off all enhancement for 9 weeks, Samson has maintained his impressive size, still weighing over 305 pounds. This is nothing short of extraordinary. It's difficult to think of another bodybuilder in the sport's history who has maintained such impressive size and fullness while being completely clean for such an extended period. This is why I've repeatedly stated that Samson is truly a genetic outlier in bodybuilding. He now faces a significant challenge, especially after what transpired at the Arnold Classic. The judges favored Derek's more conditioned and detailed physique over Samson's size advantage, clearly prioritizing conditioning over mass. This sends a clear message. Samson needs to present a sharper, more detailed package than ever before. He doesn't need additional size. He already outweighs competitors like Hadi Choopan and Derek by more than 50 pounds. Samson's appearance at the Arnold Finals was undeniably impressive, and some might argue it was superior to his Olympia-winning physique from last year. This explains why only a single point separated Derek and Samson in the final scoring. I'm excited to see Samson shift into his next off-season phase. Given his incredible genetic response, he'll likely reach 330 pounds in remarkably short order. Hadi Choopan, cryptic message. The Persian wolf, Hadi Choopan, recently posted a story on his Instagram that appeared to call someone out. It's difficult to determine exactly who he might be referring to, as neither the media nor other top bodybuilders have been discussing Hadi as extensively as competitors like Derek, Samson, Nick Walker, Martin Fitzwater, Good Vito or Andrew Jacked, all of whom have been actively competing or making appearances in recent months. It will be several months before Hadi returns to the stage, with his first appearance of the year set for the Olympia. This extended time away from competition should work significantly in his favor. As the defending Arnold Classic champion, it must have been a difficult decision to skip this year's event, especially considering the $500,000 prize purse. However, Hadi has chosen to focus entirely on making improvements for this year's Olympia. Last year demonstrated that competing multiple times didn't benefit Hadi's Olympia showing. The 2024 Olympia was approximately his fourth show within a 12-month period. and he wasn't as massive or imposing in the side poses as we've come to expect. Samson overshadowed him with superior size, something that hadn't occurred in their previous meetings. Nevertheless, the fact that Hadi, while not at his best, still tied with Samson in pre-judging scores demonstrates his exceptional quality. It would be a dream scenario for fans if Hadi arrives at the Olympia resembling his Arnold Classic 2024 version, but with improved back development, while Samson and Derek also bring their all-time best packages. That would create a legendary battle. Hadi remains virtually unbeatable in certain aspects of his physique, the depth and detail in his chest and abdominals, plus his devastating most muscular pose. Years ago, Hani Rambod made an interesting observation that Hadi can only add a certain amount of muscle to his frame while maintaining perfect balance, suggesting that anything above approximately 235 pounds would make him appear blockier. What do you think is the ideal stage weight for Hadi Choopan? Ramon Diago. Pittsburgh Pro preparations. Now let's look at Ramon Diago, who placed fourth at the Detroit Pro, his first show of the year. From all indications, he remains in contest preparation mode and will be competing at the upcoming Pittsburgh Pro, likely followed by additional shows. Ramon possesses some of the most impressive arms in the men's open division. Unfortunately, from a size perspective, he still lags behind the top competitors, as was evident at the Detroit Pro. While he was arguably the most aesthetic competitor in that lineup, he lacked the muscularity and thickness necessary to challenge the top three finishers: William Bonac, Sasan Harati, and James Hollingshead. The Pittsburgh Pro lineup will be considerably deeper than what we saw at Detroit, featuring an exceptionally high caliber of competition. Ramon competed just once last year, and recognizing his need for additional size, returned to off-season training. When he returned to the stage after a year's hiatus at the same show, industry experts still suggested he needs to add 10 to 15 pounds of quality mass to compete at the highest level and potentially win a pro show to qualify for the Olympia. There's no denying Ramon's phenomenal shape, small waistline, wide lats, impressive arms, and excellent stage presence. This year he appears to have achieved better overall balance between his upper and lower body. However, his lower half still lags behind his upper body development. It would be fascinating to see him work with someone like Milos Sarcev, specifically to address his size requirements. Matt Geiger, classic physique rising star. Finally, Matt Geiger is looking absolutely massive as he begins his off-season push for the coming year. After placing in the top 10 at last year's Olympia, his top 3 finish at this year's Arnold Classic was somewhat unexpected. He followed this by defeating Wesley Vissers at the Detroit Pro, and according to Wesley himself, that was his best physique to date. This suggests Matt has finally established himself among the elite competitors and will likely continue to improve his Olympia placement in the future. His coach, Chris Aceto, has done remarkable work developing Matt's physique over the years and holds him in extremely high regard. Like all tall competitors in classic physique, Matt's biggest challenge is managing the weight cap restriction. This explains why he can't afford to get too heavy even during the off-season. He has already maxed out his classic physique weight limit, yet somehow continues to make noticeable improvements from show to show. Matt's lower body development is extraordinary, featuring impressive quadriceps with deep separation and the ability to achieve extreme conditioning. Many fans wonder if Matt might ever compete in open bodybuilding, as we'd love to see how he stacks up against the bigger competitors. Perhaps he could test the waters in one of the post-Olympia shows later this year. This is the first time in his classic physique career that Matt has qualified for the Olympia so early in the season. With this extended preparation time, I believe he'll bring an exceptional package to this year's Olympia stage. That covers our updates for today. What are your thoughts on these competitors? Do you think Derek will surpass his Arnold Classic condition? Can Samson come in sharper while maintaining his size? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button and don't forget to subscribe to Bodybuilding Nation for more content like this. Thanks for watching.